Alright, now we will look at MLFLow Quick Start Guide. And the goal here is simple. We want to run a couple of example scripts, capture experiments automatically, and then inspect everything through the MLFlow user interface. So the first thing happening here is about environment context. We start by opening the Windows command prompt. That Windows plus R shortcut followed by typing cmd exists for one reason. It gives us a shell where Python, MLFlow, and the file system can all talk to each other. Once the command prompt is open, notice the change directory command pointing to the downloads folder or your directory. Okay, don't focus that. So here, by moving into our directory, we are making sure the scripts we are about to run are actually discoverable by Python. Okay, that is done. So here we move into running the Python examples. Look at that. And here's the deal. These scripts already contain MLFlow instrumentation. When we run MLFlow regression autolog Python, Python executes the training code and MLFlow automatically captures parameters, metrics, and artifacts without us manually logging them. And that's why the file name equals autolog. The second script, there MLFlow hyperparam tuning file exists to demonstrate how multiple runs get created when we sweep our hyperparameters. Each execution produces structured experiment data, and waiting for the script to finish matters because MLFlow writes results at the end of each run. Okay, and when the terminal prints results, that output confirms the training logic completed. At this point, the experiment data already exists on disk even though we cannot see it visually yet. Okay, and then we start the MLFlow UI. Typing MLFlow UI launches a local web server. Internally, MLFlow spins up a lightweight backend using UV-Core. And that message showing URL with 127.0.0.1 on port 5000 tells us the server is alive and listening. This address resolves to your own machine, which means everything stays local. Okay, and the port number matters because the browser needs to know where to connect. Port 5000 is default to MLFlow UI port unless we override it. And we switch from the command line to browser. Entering either the numeric loopback address or localhost achieves the same result. Both routes point the browser to the same local server. When the page loads correctly, the MLFlow dashboard appears and reads experiment data directly from the backend store. So once the interface is open, this is where MLFlow starts to pay off. The experiment list on the left acts as an index of everything that has been tracked, and clicking into an experiment reveals individual runs. Each run corresponds to a single execution of a training script, and metrics show how models performed, parameters explain how they were configured, and artifacts capture outputs like models or plots. Okay, so the chart view exists to place multiple runs side by side, so performance differences become immediately visible. And when you are finished exploring, stopping the UI is straightforward. Returning to the command prompt and pressing Ctrl+C sends an interrupt signal to the server that cleanly shuts down the process and frees the port. And finally, the troubleshooting note exists for two common issues. What are they? If the browser loads a blank page, the backend store might need to be specified explicitly, and that SQL It's URI tells MLFlow exactly where the experiment database lives. If the system reports that MLFlow is an unknown command, that simply means the package is missing from the environment, a Python environment. And installing it with pip resolves that immediately.